Retirement can be a time of joy, but it also can be a time of uncertainty. It's very hard for anyone to plan 20, 30 years into the future because none of us can predict what will happen. What we can do is try to avoid actions that will jeopardize our retirement and the nest egg that we built up in order to support us. There are actions, however, that if done before or during retirement, have the power to derail your retirement and completely blow up your plans. In this video, I'm going to go over 10 hidden ways that can destroy your retirement that you may not be aware of and how to overcome them. Hi, I'm Nadia, one half of the Wealth Twins, and I've been retired for 10 years. So let's jump into it. Number 1, not knowing the target number you should have for your retirement. As adults, we no longer dream as much as we did when we were children, but when it comes to retirement, this is something you need to do sooner rather than later. When you dream about the type of retirement that you want and visualize it, you'll be able to start planning the amount of money that you need for that type of retirement. Knowing your target number earlier rather than later will help you understand if a gap exists between where you are now versus where you want to be. If you discover that a gap exists, you'll be able to plan on how you will find ways to fund that difference so that you can actually live the retirement that you desire. Maybe that means working a couple more years, or maybe it means just finding different ways to cut your expenses so that you can live the retirement you desire. But having a target number gives you that opportunity to plan so you don't have to find out when it's too late. The second action that can actually blow up your retirement plans is taking on debt for your children. Now, I know this may be a bit controversial, but taking on debt to fund your children's higher education or any large purchases can actually be detrimental to your retirement. There are many options that you can use to your advantage that will help you pay for a higher education that doesn't come at the expense of your retirement. You can go to local schools, you can get different scholarships, or your children can take the loans out in their name and then pay it off. They have plenty of time to pay off those loans. It's just like they say when you're on an airplane. You have to make sure you take care of yourself first before you take care of others. Making sure that you're secure financially in your retirement, it's actually a bigger help to your children than taking out loans for them. It may not seem like that in the short term, but in the long term, they'll appreciate it more. The next action that can completely blow up your retirement is actually taking an early withdrawal from your 401k or any retirement account instead of actually borrowing from it. Now, I know it may be necessary to tap your retirement account before the age recommended by the government, but if you have to take money out of your retirement accounts, it's better to borrow that money and pay yourself back instead of doing an early withdrawal, getting hit with a penalty fee, plus taxes, and not having that money grow for you in the market. A hidden action that you may be doing now that you think will probably help you in retirement is actually not leaving your money in the stock market so that it can compound for you over time. It's very easy to watch the news right now and let the fear of everything that's going on stop you and make you pull your money out of the market. You have news about inflation, you have news about the debt ceiling, everything can be overwhelming. The key is to leave your money in the market as long as you can. If you're retiring at age 65, you still have another 20, 30 years in retirement. That's a long time. I'd rather you leave that money in the market, ignore the short-term fears, and let that money grow for you so you have more money to be able to support you in retirement for a longer period of time. Don't let short-term fear limit your future choices. If you can leave it in as long as possible, it's better for you. The next action that can completely blow up your retirement plans is not downsizing early enough. A lot of us have bought our homes when we had smaller children or we were starting a family in areas where the school district was great. Most of the time, those houses are larger than what we need in retirement, and they also come with higher taxes because of those school districts. If you don't have school-aged children, try to downsize and look for a property in a different area that has lower property taxes than what you're paying now. Maybe your mortgage is already paid off. That high property tax you're paying now is no longer necessary. Maybe you don't live in an area with high property taxes because of a school district, but maybe you have a home that's more house than you actually need in your retirement. You can downsize and not have to pay for the expense of maintaining a larger home. This allows you to lower your expenses in retirement so you can manage your costs better. There's no sense in paying for something you no longer need. We need different things in different stages of our life. If you take the time and actually analyze what you need, you may be surprised that you don't really need the type of home that you have now, and maybe you actually can go to something smaller that may be better for you in this stage of your life. Another action that can actually blow up your retirement is not waiting until full retirement age to access Social Security. Every year you can wait between the ages of 62 to 70, you will receive 8% more annually in Social Security benefit. That is an 8% guaranteed return on your money. There is no investment right now that will guarantee you 8% each year. So the longer you can wait and hold off touching Social Security, the better for you. And this will allow you to have more money in your retirement and add to that financial cushion. Now, when it comes to income, one of the hidden actions that actually can blow up your retirement and destroy your retirement plans is not developing ways to bring in streams of passive income. Just because you retire, it doesn't mean that you have to make less money than you were working. Actually, in retirement, you can have more money coming in, and that is through passive income. Passive income does not require your time for you to work for that money. That money is coming in and you can schedule it so it will come in on a consistent basis. If you are early in your retirement or you're close to retirement, developing ways to bring in different streams of passive income can help you really build up a safety net so you can stay in retirement comfortably and for a long time. And if you have more streams of passive income coming in, you're giving yourself more certainty. If you don't have streams of passive income before you retire, you have plenty of time on your hands in retirement in order to start developing streams of passive income. Getting a stream of passive income does not require a lot of money. You can build it up over time. The key is to start developing streams of passive income earlier rather than later, so that it allows you to be able to manage that money coming in so you know exactly where you stand. And it gives you an extra financial cushion in case those plans that you set 20, 30 years before fell short. Another hidden action that could destroy your retirement plans is not keeping active. Now, when I say keeping active, I'm talking about both physically and mentally. I'm not asking you to go to the gym and lift weights all the time. There are simple actions you can take now that will bring you huge benefits, like walking more than driving, or reading fiction books instead of non-fiction books. I was reading a study the other day that said, if you read fiction books, it will help keep your mind sharp. If you read non-fiction books, it allows you to skip to the chapters you actually want to read about, but reading fiction books allows your mind to be able to follow the story, keep what's going on inside your head, and actually follow along more. And they're actually more beneficial for you. Given that the average American watches like 6 hours of TV a day, I think picking up a book could be beneficial for anyone, especially if you're in retirement. These simple actions have the power to increase the quality of your retirement exponentially. Not being on the same financial page as your spouse in retirement can really blow up your retirement plans. Retirement is still a stage on your financial journey, and a financial journey is a lot more productive and fun if you have a spouse or a partner who's on the same financial page. Now, maybe you and your spouse have different spending habits or different saving habits, but if you can get on the same page financially when you're in retirement, it will work out better for both of you. I know this may be hard to do, especially if you have argued about finances in the past, but believe me, sit down, have these difficult conversations because it's worth every amount of time you put into it. Having someone go on this journey with you at the same time and having the same mindset is priceless. You don't want to do this on your own, and retirement is something you both can enjoy together. You both worked very hard to reach this part of your life, so act as partners in retirement so you both can have the type of retirement that you both desire. Not planning what you're going to do in retirement with your time can completely blow up your retirement plans. Now, what do I mean by this? When you go into retirement, you have a lot of time freedom, and you may not be used to that. Maybe you're used to having a daily schedule, going into work, having lunch at this time, doing this, having this meeting. It changes when you're in retirement. This can make you very uncomfortable. My suggestion is to plan out what you're going to do week by week or month by month in retirement. If you don't plan what you're going to do with your new time freedom, each day will blur into the next, and you'll become very bored. And you run the risk of ending your retirement early and going back to work. There's no need for you to do this if you take the time to plan now what you want to do. I know many people feel if they've been working for a long time that they deserve to sit down and do nothing in their retirement. I'm telling you now, that gets old very quickly. You can volunteer, you can contribute your skills to people who really need you and really become a part of your community, or really figure out what you want to do with your life. Take the time now to plan what you're going to do in retirement so you don't run the risk of ending it early and going back to the office because you didn't know what you wanted to do. If you're close to retiring or you're early in your retirement and you want to know what to expect, check out this video here. And please subscribe to the channel because we would love to have you as part of our community.